Welcome to Crotoni Entertainment. I'm Chris,
Lumbry.
and this is episode 1 of our Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid Battle Report series that we're kind of tentatively calling Age of the Grid. We played this game using the Age of Fantasy Skirmish rules published by One Page Games. One Page rules. If you haven't played this game, it is literally a series of one-page long rules for various different war games. There's a sci-fi army game, a sci-fi skirmish game, a fantasy army game, a fantasy skirmish game, and a spaceship game. As you can see, it's literally one page of rules, and on the back there is one page of the most commonly used special rules, and that's it. You're ready to go. There's an expanded rule book that's available for free online and a higher level Patreon rule book as well, but you can start the game with just what we have here. There are some accoutrements to help you play the game. You're going to need objective tokens. For this game, we used our energy tokens that came with the Heroes of the Grid Kickstarter box because we're trying to keep Heroes of the Grid themed for this game because we brought the Power Rangers in. You're also going to go ahead and need some kind of turn counter. We used a simple 6-sided die. It's a 4-turn game, so we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to be done with it. Other accoutrements you need to really get the game going, you're going to need just some dice, some basic 6-sided dice. We didn't go fancy or anything today. I grabbed some blue dice for me. Bree used some green dice. She switches over to some pink later in the game, but that's how we got started on that. You're also going to need some kind of measuring device. Simple measuring tape. Spend $1 at the dollar store. Get the measuring tape. Have your dog walk around in the background while you're recording. You're good to go. I also went ahead and used these templates from Star Wars Legion because each one of them is 6 inches long. I made a 6-inch one and a 12-inch one because I'll be using the camera and it's going to be a little easier for me to use sticks rather than tape measures over the course of the game. So beyond that, we're almost done with everything we could possibly need. We need a battlefield. We used a neoprene map from Frontline Games. We grabbed some activation tokens from the Heroes of the Grid box. These will just remind us of whether our units have gone or not, because this is an alternating activation game. I'll do a unit, then Bree will do a unit, and so on and so forth. We got some various wound tokens, which we use the hit markers from the Heroes of the Grid game to track damage on our figures. And we just want to keep this as themed as possible, and let's talk about the armies. So we did a skirmish level 300-point army. I played the Power Rangers themselves, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original, my opinion, the best, but that's because, I was a kid when this came out. We used the Eternal Warden's Army List rules from Age of Fantasy Skirmish. So what we did is kind of applied a template to each of the models. We renamed their weapons, but we used their basic rules and points values to get going. So we've got my 5 members, came up to 300 points, like I said. The Eternal Wardens all pretty much universally share a rule called Tough 3, which means they take 3 damage each before they go down. They all pretty universally have Quality 3, which means for tests like morale or attack rolls, I need to roll a 3 or better on a 6-sided die before any modifiers to get my abilities to go off. Also, I have Defense 3 on most of my miniatures. The only miniature that doesn't have Defense 3 is going to be my Pink Ranger. That was not an intentional thing. It was just that the model I wanted to model her after, the one that came with the most appropriate ranged weapon, just didn't have a defense value of 3. Now, there are other army lists in this game that we could absolutely use. We just thought the Eternal Wardens would be the most appropriate, and it all starts with our Red Ranger. He is an Eternal Lord with a Herald Horn, which gives him the ability to let other Rangers take a move kind of out of activation order. Seemed appropriate for his leadership abilities, and we're just using the standard Heroes of the Grid fig, which we've already painted up, so we'll kind of push him out of the way. We've got our Pink Ranger. She is a judge. She's wielding a Thunderbow, 24-inch range. It has some armor piercing to reduce the enemy's defenses, and it blasts. So when she hits, it turns one hit into multiple hits to kind of help me do some extra damage. So that lines up the Pink Ranger. We'll get her out of the way. Going to our Black Ranger next. This is obviously going to be Zach. He's also Quality 3. His Power Axe comes in the form of a Decimator model. 3 attacks, furious, extra attacks when he charges seemed most appropriate for Zach and his Hip Hop Keto sort of abilities. Billy, being the smart one, we took a Protector wielding a Shockglaive. He's got the lowest number of attacks with 2 attacks, but they do come with Rending to kind of represent his ability to be precise. If he rolls a 6 to hit, he does extra armor piercing, and it comes with the Stealth special rule. Won't come into play here really because Bree didn't bring any ranged models this time, but it will provide a bonus to his defense against shooting, or a detriment to the opponent's quality value is what I really should say. And last but not least, we have Trini. I'm the most disappointed in this model only because I was running out of points to keep it at a nice round 300. So I went with a Liberation Squad member with 2 hand weapons. So she's going to have 4 attacks when she fights, but no other real special rules to kind of make her stand out, which was disappointing. And I made may look for some other options, or we may play a different points value. We'll probably dictate future games based off the Ranger teams on what the monsters get. If we even play Monster versus Rangers, we may play Monsters versus Monsters or Rangers versus Rangers. And with that, let's move into Bree's faction here as the Orcs.
Hey, using the Orcs to represent Goldar.
Zordon's minions.
Zordon, yeah. Goldar and his putties. I took both super putties and regular putties.
Now they come in units of 3 in Skirmish.
In units of 3 for each, except of course Goldovers are just out there being all big blue space monkey and stuff. So Goldar is based on a Brute Ultra
Boss.
Yeah, Brute Ultra Boss with a great weapon and a Rip Fist. So that representing the gold sword and the Rip and the golden claws he had.
Now this wasn't ideal. We had to go with this because the Brute Ultra Boss had the stats that were the most appropriate for Goldar at 6th health.
Yeah,
but he has to take 2 weapons,
and he didn't have any of the fly stuff or anything else like that. So that was kind of meh.
We may not use orcs in the future. We're looking at using possibly vampiric undead for bad guys in the future, just for some of the variety they have.
Yeah, he was furious as well. He was a hero, and he had tough sticks. And then for all of my putties, I did kind of the basic putties were orcs with hand weapons. So they just had their clay fist, 1 attack.
With a poor quality.
With a poor quality. And they were furious as well. And then the super putties were based on orcs with great weapons, kind of to represent their big, beefy ball hand.
Yeah, those cannonball arms.
So they're hardened clay fists, as you put it on here. And they're also furious. So that's going to give them that little extra push too when they charge, which was very handy for all of them.
So you definitely have the numeric advantage, but yes. I definitely have the quality advantage.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's kind of get it all set up and get rolling into our game.
Yeah, and this will be fun.
Good luck.
I'm probably going to die.
We'll come back with deployment in turn 1. Good luck, Bree.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, so here we go. We've already set up our deployment for the game. The Power Rangers took this side of the table. We've got a couple of these jungle forests on the board here. We're treating each of those as difficult terrain that provide cover. So cover means if somebody's in or behind it, then shooting is going to be at a -1. The difficult terrain means you can't move more than 6 inches on that turn if you're moving through it. There are 4 turns in the game. We're treating this rock, these mushrooms, this statue and all that. That's going to be impassable terrain. You can't go through it, but you can go around it, and it's going to block line of sight. We also placed 4 objectives. We rolled a D3, added 2. We've got 1 behind this center forest. We've got 1 up near the statue, seemed appropriate. We got 1 over in the open, and then we got 1 over by this rock. These objectives are going to be the mission for this particular game. Playing a very simple game. Whoever controls more of them at the end of turn 4 wins the game. To control them, at the end of your turn, you need to have models within 3 inches, and the opponent needs to have none. So Bree has went ahead and deployed, and on her left flank, my right, on the extreme edge, she's got a unit of super putties. She has actually kind of lined them up across from Billy, who I have on my extreme right, who I was hoping I could be a little sneaky with, but I guess that's not going to happen. Just to the right of those, she's got 3 regular putties, Goldar hiding behind the mushroom like the cowardly monkey he is. We've got 3 more putties in front of Goldar, 3 super putties in this forest, or this wood, or whatever you want to call it. So in the first round, they will have a maximum speed of 6 inches, and then 2 more groups of putties on the right flank. Meanwhile, on the Ranger side, dead center here, just outside of that forest, we've got Jason set up. We figure he's going to want to be wherever the action is. We got the Zack Attack himself to the right of Jason, lining up across from some regular putties. Billy was trying to be sneaky, but those super putties kind of ruined my day. And then anchoring our left flank, we've got Kimberly and Trini ready to rock and roll against the putties on that side. So with all that, we get to go ahead and start the game. And Bree won the roll-off to deploy. So Bree, you're actually going to go first. So you get to go ahead and pick a unit.
Cool. I'm going to start off with my tree buddies.
Your tree bros. So that'll be her first activation there. So they can hold, they can move, they can rush, they can charge, but really he's got a 6-inch maximum move this turn, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. That's okay, because their 6-inch maximum move is going to bring them right out here. Being snaky.
All right, so go ahead and move your token up there and flip it over.
Yep, I moved.
And you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll go straight to into it with Kimberly here. So we're going to activate Kimberly. She's going to go ahead and take a 6-inch move. So she's just going to kind of come up to here. And she is going to go ahead and shoot her power bow at...
my dudes?
Probably those putties further down if we can reach them here. Here's the fun part, guys. I may pause this in a second and remount this camera on a tripod. Because right now I'm trying to measure while holding a camera. So we got a 24-inch maximum range on this bow. So we'll set it down to Kimberly. We actually cannot reach the putties we wanted. We can reach the supers that just moved. We can reach these guys, but they're mostly behind the terrain, so they would be getting cover from this shot. So we're going to go ahead and go with the super putties because they've got those great weapons. They're pretty dangerous to boot. So we're going to go ahead and go over to our dice tray. All right, so we got Kimberly ready to go ahead and make her first shot here. She's got 1 attack. It is 24 inches, which we've already checked. She has quality 3, which means she hits on a 3 or better. And we got a 6, so Kimberly is going to go ahead and hit with the 6. It is a blast 3, which means she can spread it around to 3 different models. Obviously, we're just going to hit the 3 models in that unit. So Bree gets to make a defense against that. She's going to take 1 die for each hit. There's going to be 3 hits. It's going to be AP1. I hope we're playing this right because I don't know if you target models in the unit separately, but it seems right that it'd be 3.
I mean, okay.
So she's got a defense value of 5+. It is AP1, meaning she gets -1 to this dice score, but a natural 6 always succeeds. So we've got a 4. Yeah. So the 4 goes to a 3, the 2 goes to a 1, the 4 goes to a 3. That's going to be 3 damage over to that unit. Okay, so we've got 3 damage to distribute to these super putties. So here's how damage kind of works in Age of Fantasy Skirmish. And if you've played this before and I'm getting it wrong, please correct me. This is my first time playing this. But the way it reads to me is the first damage, since it's a unit, will kill the first model. So Bree, go ahead and pull 1. The second damage will kill another one. And the third damage will not kill the last one. Instead, you will place a token next to him, showing how many wounds he has. And when this attack resolves, I'm going to roll a die. And I'm going to add the dice score to the number of tokens on him. And that's going to tell us what happens to this poor guy. So I'm just going to try to roll it near you here. So we rolled a 6. So 6 + 1 is 7. Anything for a 6+ is knocked out. He is taken out of the game. So Kimberly opens it up with a pretty aggressive opening volley there, Bree.
Why you gotta be that way, Kimberly?
I mean, I'd apologize, but you have a lot more figs than I do, Bree.
I don't think that matters here.
So we're going to go back over here to Kimberly, and we're just going to go ahead and take our activation token. We're going to flip it, and that's going to end our move, and it's going to go back to Bree. So, Bree, who would you like to activate next?
I don't want to send anybody against you. I feel bad for my babies. No, I'm going to go ahead and do these putties here.
Those putties there, all right.
These putties here, and their movement is all...
It's everybody's the 6.
6.
So you get a 6, and you can rush up to 12. You can't shoot after you rush, but you don't have a shooting weapon anyway. So you can move 6 or 12, or anywhere in between, really.
You know what? I'm going to go for the full 12. I'm going to rush on up in there. I'm going to go for the full 12.
All right, so go ahead and pull your activation token up, which you've already done. So we're going to go ahead and pull it back to me here. And I'm going to go ahead and activate our team leader here. So let's go ahead and go with Jason. I'm going to keep moving this camera around. I apologize, guys. I'm not great at battle reports yet, but we will get better every single time we play. So on Jason's activation, he's going to go ahead and use his Herald Horn that we gave him. It kind of represents his leadership abilities. Basically, when he activates, he picks a friendly unit within 12 inches and then rolls a die. And on a 4+, that unit and all friends within 12 inches of that unit immediately get to make a 6-inch move. So we're going to use that ability first, and we're going to target Zach, and we're looking for a 4 or better. And we got another 6. I like these dice. I'm happy with these dice.
Not roll those dice.
So if I'm reading it correctly, Zach gets to immediately make a 6-inch move. So we're going to move him up. Billy was within 12 inches of Zach, so Billy should get to make an immediate 6-inch move.
Inches?
Oh, yeah. Fine, I'll actually measure legitimately. So Zach was here. Yeah, that's easily 12 inches.
Oh, so he had to be within 12 inches of Zach.
Of Zach, because Zach was the target. If I'm reading that correctly, which I think I am, but if we're not, it's not a big deal. The whole point is just kind of get the basics of the rules down. So we'll kind of move this over a little more, And there's Billy. He's going to move up 6 inches. And that is not his activation.
I know.
And finally, the team leader himself, Jason, is going to move up to 6 inches because he was also within 12 inches of Zach. And it is Jason's activation. So now Jason's going to finish his activation. We could be really aggressive here, but it'd be really dangerous. Put Jason in some very severe danger if we do this. But you know what? We're here to play a game. We're not here to pussyfoot around. So Jason is going to go ahead and make a charge move of up to 12 inches. So he's easily got the charge on these putties. We're going to move him into base contact. And then if there were other models in Jason's unit, they would have to try to get as close as possible as well. And Bree, in response, you get to bring your models in up to 3 inches.
Okay. So boink to boink.
All right, and now we're going to go ahead and duke it out. All right, so we have Jason attacking some putties. Jason's got a few special rules. He's got hero, which doesn't actually mean anything in this context. It means he can actually join units and use his quality for their morale checks and whatnot, but that's not relevant to what we have going on in this game. He's got the Herald Horn, which we've already gone over. He's tough 3, which means he has 3 life before he goes down, and he's also furious. So Jason has his power sword, which is going to be 4 attacks at AP 1, but he's also furious, so he actually gets a 5th attack. So Jason is quality 3, so he's fishing for 3s to try to knock out some putties. All right, so we've got a 1 in there. That's going to fail automatically. And then we've got a 3, a 5, a 5, and a 6. So we've got 4 hits on those putties at AP 1, so Bree, roll your defense.
Could you not roll this well?
This doesn't happen often.
Could you don't?
It's rare for me to roll this well on defense, guys. I guess the Rangers just like me. Oh, we got a 6 in there, so we saved that one.
Save one guy.
So we're still going to take 3 damage. So that's actually going to knock out 2 putties. And then we have a wound marker on the last one, so let's roll to see what happens to him. 5 plus 1 is 6. He is knocked out of action as well. Okay, so we've removed the putties from over next to Jason there. This is going actually a lot better than I thought it was on paper. When I asked Brie what faction she wanted to play, I was actually disappointed when she picked the bad guys because I really thought all those numbers were going to make a huge difference. But Jason has just wiped out a squad of putties. Kim has wiped out a squad of putties. Let's see what Rita's forces can come up with next. Brie, where are we going?
They're leaving. They're all just going to go.
Well, that was a good battle report, guys. We'll see you next time on Controlling Entertainment.
Leave.
This episode brought to you by White Flags.
Not wrong. You know what? I think these guys are going to charge Jason.
All right, so go ahead and draw out a 12-inch bead on them. I think they've got it. Oh, yeah, he's got it. He's got 12. So you bring him in, and then the other guys, they don't quite have 12, so they'll be behind him.
Yeah.
But in this game, anybody within... I'm going to move your activation token up with them, too.
Yep.
In this game, anybody within 2 inches of the target gets to make an attack. So that's going to be all 3 putty patrollers are going to get to make an attack.
Hey, I actually get to make an attack.
Jason will be able to fight back, but since Jason...
Of course he will.
Well, but since Jason's already activated, he only hits on natural 6s in this fight. So let's duke it out. All right, so the putty patrollers, as I mentioned, they were just orcs with hand weapons. They have A1, which means 1 attack each, so we've got 3 attacks. And Bree, do they have any special rules?
They are furious.
They're furious, just like Jason is, so they're going to get 1 extra attack per model when they charge. So we're going to have 6 dice, and what is your quality value?
My quality value is a 5+.
So you're looking for 5s to hit Jason. All right, so we got a 1, a 3, a 3, a 4, a 3, and a 4. We hit with nothing. Wow. Okay, well, Jason does get to swing back in this game. He's only going to have his 4 attacks. He's not furious anymore. I guess he was just mad at the last batch of putties. But he is a bit fatigued because he's already fought in a combat, so he needs natural 6s to hit here.
Could you don't?
Could I? Well, let's see what happens. I'm hoping for 3 of them.
Could you don't? Could you?
That's a 2, 2, 4, and a 6. We got a hit on the putties. So the putties are going to go ahead and take a save. And it is still the AP 1. So, Bree, what is your defense value?
That would be a 5+.
All right. Oh, actually, there was something we could have done with Jason at the end of the last fight, but that's okay. We won't worry about it.
He doesn't need to do anything else.
So their 5+ goes to a 6+ because of, yeah.
Ah!
So you got your 6. Nobody goes down. So, yeah, we don't have anybody who dies. Now, what Jason could have done last round is if you had defeated me outright, you could have moved your putties 3 inches. Since you didn't defeat me outright, you have to move your charging unit back 1 inch.
They died.
No, the charging unit, the one that just happened.
Oh, okay.
So, none of the putties have died, but they did not kill their target, so they need to be pushed back 1 inch. So, I mean, you don't have to measure it super specific. They just kind of push them back an approximate 1 inch and flip their token. That'll be their turn. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go on our side. It's still risky because Goldar hasn't come out to play yet. But we're going to go... Whoop, lost him there. There we go. We're going to go with Zach. And Zach is going to make a charge at those putties that just tried to take out Jason. So we got 12 inches, no problem. We're going to move Zach in. We'll flip his token now just to get it done. And he's going to go ahead and make his attacks against those putty patrollers. All right, so Zach has charged in against a group of putty patrollers. Zach has his power axe, which is 3 attacks. And Zach is also furious. We'll call that his hip-hop keto. He's going to jump in there and see what he can do with this power axe here. He is quality 3 because these guys are crazy. Oh, I just threw a dice on the floor. He is quality 3 because all my Rangers are incredibly expensive. I think my cheapest model in this list is 55 points. Whereas I think Bree's putty patrollers are like 30 points for all 3 of them. So it's really not that much of a surprise that they're cutting through them, but let's roll some dice. All right, so we got a miss there. But we got a 4-4 and a 6. The little bit of light glare there. So we got a 6 and 2 4s. That's 3 hits on the putties at AP 1. No, I'm sorry, no AP on this. It's just regular saves.
Oh, good.
So we got 5s. We got none again. So that's going to be 2 putties down. One's going to take a wound token, and let's roll to see what happens to him. So we got a 4 plus 1 is 5. That is stunned. So we're going to go ahead and use our energy tokens from our Heroes of the Grid game to represent stunned. What stunned is going to mean for this guy is that he's going to be idle during his next activation. He's going to use that to unstun. If he continues taking wounds from this point out, he is just going to be knocked out and taken out of the game. All right, we reread the rules on stunned here. Bree pulled off her 2 putties. She's going to put her stun token on him. He has to remain idle to the end of his next activation. He'll fail any morale checks automatically. And if he takes any wounds from shooting, or if he is charged again while he is still stunned, he will just be removed from play. Okay. So Zach is going to go ahead and be knocked back an inch because he didn't wipe out his target. And we're going to go ahead and pass back over to Bree. So Bree, where are we going next? We've still got these putties here. We've got Goldar behind the mushroom. And we have your entire right flank hasn't moved yet.
Yeah, I'm going to move some of these guys over here. Although they're not going to be dumb enough to roll up there where Kimberly can automatically go pop pop.
Well, Kim has already activated this turn, so she won't be going again this turn. But I will be going first next turn, most likely, because whoever finishes all their activations first in a turn goes first in the next turn.
Well, you won't do that the next turn, sir. You know why?
Because you won't have anything left?
You're right.
All right.
So I'm actually going to run up here. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to run and hide over there.
Alrighty then. Well, we're going to go ahead and go over to Trini here. And Trini is going to go ahead and get herself in position to protect Kimberly next turn, I think. So we're going to rush Trini 12 inches over here to kind of do some blocking action for Kimberly, because Trini is definitely the better melee fighter. So we'll go ahead and put our token there. So Bree, it's back to you. You still got the other putties across from Trini.
Yep.
You've got the big gold monkey. Now, this guy hasn't gone yet. I think I told you guys the cheapest model in my list is about 55 points. Well, the most expensive is 70. And Goldar is something like 110.
Yeah, he's 100. He's 100.
He's 100. I'm sorry. Goldar, generally speaking in a war game, if you haven't played a whole lot of them, generally speaking, how much something costs should theoretically give you an idea as to its effectiveness. And theoretically, all things being equal, a more expensive model should be able to give the business to a less expensive model. We'll see if that pans out.
All right. So we're going to move these putties over here. These guys are going to hold hands again. Oh, you're my buddy.
That's very nice.
And they're going to end their little selves there. So at least they can start putting
some action down.
Yeah. Maybe they'll get to stay there. Maybe Kimberly won't shoot them off the table.
Well, that was a good move, actually, because now I'm forced to activate Billy because he's my last remaining model. I was hoping I'd be able to take advantage of your super putties moving and get off one more charge this turn. But I'm not really willing to let Billy be charged, especially by Great Weapon super putties. So we're just going to do a regular move, no more than 6 inches with him, and that should keep us outside of 12 with you. We're going to go ahead and measure that because pre-measuring is a thing. Yeah, we're going to be more than 12 away, so we know you're not charging us this turn. So that's going to be Billy's activation. And Bree, that leaves you with the Super Putties and Goldar himself.
Yep. Okay, Goldar is going to, since now he's not afraid that anybody's going to come get his, attack his face.
You're picking on me for being cowardly with Billy when Goldar's been hiding behind a mushroom this whole game.
I am playing thematically, sir. But
Goldar is coming up to play. This is going to give me some difficult decisions next turn. on what to do with my Rangers there, because I do believe Goldar has 6 life.
I think so, yes.
So, kind of, he's a danger to anybody who fights him.
He's a danger to himself and others.
This is accurate.
All right, and then my putties are also going to go, blah, 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 but they're going to put themselves right in the way so Billy can't be sneaky. No sneaky Billies.
Well, that's all not great news for me. But that's basically the game state at the end of turn 1. 2 squads of putty patrollers have just evaporated. 1 squad is down to 1 guy. We still have some squads across the board. Bree has taken control of this objective over here. Kimberly has secured this objective. Right now, Goldar and these putties hold this objective. And does Zach hold this one, Bree? Is he within 3 inches of that? Just out.
Just out.
So right now you have the objective advantage, but they don't actually score till the end of the game, so it doesn't matter that much at the moment. We're going to go ahead and flip our turn counter here to turn 2. And we're going to go ahead and make sure the table state is reset, and we'll come right back for turn 2. All right, and we're going into turn 2. And I have a feeling that I probably said all right at the start of every camera shot as much in this one as I did in our Legion battle report a couple months ago.
It's a drinking game.
I really need to stop doing that. But going into turn 2, Rangers are going to go first because I had fewer activations. I finished activating before her last turn, so that leaves me to activate first. And I have quite a few decisions to make here on the table. You'll see I've kind of set the camera so you can see the whole table. Obviously, we got Goldar over there, who is in charge range, obviously, of both Jason and Zach. Both Jason and Zach, neither one of them has enough attacks to take Goldar out, but both of them do have Furious, which gives them extra attacks if they charge. We've got that Putty Patroller that Zach stunned last turn, which we would love to just go ahead and charge and take him off the table because it's 1 less activation to deal with. Trini is in range of a couple putties over here that could be charging her, which is not a great situation to be in. And then we've got Billy over on this flank with super putties that hold great weapons over there. So Bree has a lot of good opportunities since this is an alternating activation game. That said, she can only make 1 move after I make my move. So we're going to go ahead and start with... Bree, what do you think we're going to do? I've decided.
You're going to very nicely concede the table to me and say that I'm a wonderful wife and this is what your gift to me for my early birthday is.
She makes a point, guys. I guess that's the game over. So thanks for watching. No, actually, we're gonna go for broke. We're gonna... I mean, he's the leader. He's got to go for Goldar. He's got to go for Goldar. So we're going to go ahead and...
Oh, but I didn't even get to do anything with Goldar yet.
We're going to take Jason. Jason's going to charge Goldar. We know we've got 12 inches there. So let's go ahead and duke it out. So we're getting set up for Jason to charge Goldar here. Tactically, this was not my favorite move. Tactically, there were better options for the game. But I think thematically, it just makes sense that Jason's going to say, hey, man... The monster's here. Let me step up and be the first one in to kind of keep my friends safe. I can't kill him. Goldar has tough 6. So I cannot kill him in this round of attacks. But I do have my 4 attacks base, and then I have my 1 for my Furious.
Yep.
Because you made me just really mad. Because you just wear gold almost better than Jason will when he's Zeo Gold in the future, but not yet. So on quality 3, I am fishing for 3s. I'd say that's pretty good. That's going to be all 5 hits.
Yeah.
All 5 hits. So that's a 3, a 5, a 5, a 6, and a 6 at AP 1. So what is your defense normally?
My is a 4+.
So you're normally fishing for 4s. All your dice rolls are at a -1 because of the AP, and we have swapped Bree's dice out. You were using the green dice, but
now I'm gonna use the pink dice because I was a little worried that the green were kind of disappearing into the felt.
Well, I think we're having that problem with mine as well. But all right, so it's all -1. So this 4 over here turns into a 3.
Yeah.
This 2 is a 1, this 3 is a 2, this 3 is a 2, but this 5 turns into a 4. That's still a success. So we're going to put 4 damage over on Goldar, and then Goldar's going to get to attack back with everything he has. So we're not rolling to knock him out because we have not hit his wound threshold yet.
Yay.
Or are we?
Are we?
I don't actually know. So how many attacks does Goldar have? I'm gonna check the rules real quick.
That is a good question.
So hold on, you've got 2 weapons on him, but hold on. Whenever a model takes 1 or more wounds, place a wound marker next to it for each wound, and then roll the die. Oh, it's when they take a wound. That doesn't sound right. You know, we're going to make your attacks, and we'll do all these rolls at the end. But it does say when it takes... We're going to look into that later, guys. We're going to look at the bigger expanded rulebook. But you can see what we're looking at right there. It says, whenever a model takes one or more wounds, place a wound mark next to it, then roll a die. That implies it might happen right now. But that seems kind of cheeky, so we're not going to do that. Because over here in this is the melee rules for the whole game, guys. It's this easy. So basically, Goldar's going to get to make his attacks back. He has 2 weapons. He's got that great sword, and he's got the rending claws. He does get to use them both.
Cool.
So which one do you want to roll first?
I will go with the Schwad first.
Okay.
It's AP2.
Yep.
3 attacks.
Yep.
Okay. So here we go. And he's a quality 3+.
Quality 3+. So we got a 2, a 3, and a 4. So that's going to be 2 hits on Jason. It is AP 2. My defensive 3 is going to go to a 5. I save 1, fail 1. So Jason is going to take a wound. You got your next attack?
I do. Again, 3 attacks. It's an AP 1.
Yep.
Quality 3+.
And it's got a special rule?
It does. It doesn't.
It should be rending.
Nope.
Did I not write that down?
You did not. My gold claw is not rending.
It is a rending claw.
Is it a rending claw?
Oh, no, it says I give him a rip fist.
That's dirty.
No, it's AP 1. Oh, sorry. It's 3 attacks, AP 1.
Okay.
I thought I gave it the rending claw. I'm sorry. So that's 3 more hits. And then Jason's defensive 3 is going to go to a 4. So we save, fail. So Jason's still not out of the woods yet. He's still got 2 wound markers on him. He is tough 3 though, and Goldar is tough 6. So let's just check one last special rule before we roll these dice. We're going to be referencing the tough rule here, guys. So tough says this model only rolls to see what happens from wounds once it has taken at least X wounds. Okay, so we have not taken our X wounds. X wounds for me would be 3. X wounds for you would be 6.
That's true.
So we're not rolling to see what happens to us yet. We just have a bunch of wound markers on us.
We're just staring each other down.
We're just staring each other down. We both did significant damage to each other. With that combat resolved, Jason did not defeat his opponent. He's going to move back an inch. Goldar has now fought in the combat. Goldar can still activate. He can still move and he can still charge and he can still do all that stuff. But he only hits on 6s in combat for the rest of the turn because he's already fought once. But Jason is activated and done. Just a general status update. Jason is down to 1 pip of damage before he starts rolling to see if he gets knocked out. And Goldar is 2 away, I believe. Because he's tough 6 and he's taken 4 wound tokens.
Yep.
So that was an eventful start to turn 2, and about as epic as you could ask for these 2 characters. It just makes sense for the strongest Mighty Morphin Ranger to give Goldar a back foot, and then Goldar to just basically just backhand him and almost take him out too. What a great combat! All right, Brie, it's your move here. I'm going to stop gushing over the cinematics of that. So where do you want to go next?
Filmmakers, y'all. Filmmakers.
Yeah, that's called what I'm doing, filmmaking.
I think we're going to start...
Brie is a very generous opponent calling it that. She's going to hate some of these camera angles, though, because I'm not catching her flattering side sometimes.
Oh, get me a turtle.
Anyway, we're moving on.
Okay, let's go ahead and do...
Brie's looking over this way here, so she planned on making a move over here.
No, I'm not. I'm actually going to go attack Billy.
So I had to... Billy was the one I was going to do strategically first to try to knock out some of those super putts, but...
No, they're gonna...
I was hoping this wasn't going to happen.
Right,
so she's gonna move in. We're gonna go get to the combat board.
Right up in his grill.
Super putties into Billy. They are basic orc stats, which means 1 attack each, right, Brie?
1 attack each,
but
AP2,
because we equip them with great weapons. And they're furious.
So we get the 6.
They're going to get an additional attack per model, so we're going to go up to 6.
And then 3.
And we picked the AP2, just for those of you kind of following at home for the thematic purposes. We figure those, the kind of 2 putties merging in the model and the really big cannonball arms, we figure they need a bit more beef than the other guys. I'm regretting this now. So what's your quality?
That is a quality 5+.
Oh, that's not great for me.
No, but that's okay. I only hit twice.
Only hit twice. Well, I'll take that all day long. So Billy is going to be a defense 3+ as well, I believe. Everybody in my list but Kimberly is defense 3+. Not that I had anything against Kimberly. It's just the model I based her weapon off of just didn't have a 3+ defense.
But remember, we are AP2.
So I'm looking for 5s. I'd say a 1 and a 2. That's not great. So that's going to be 2 damage to the Smart Ranger because Bree hates geeks.
That's not true. I gushed over David when we met him.
And Billy is going to swing back with his power lance. It's only 2 attacks, but it is rending. So a natural 6 here is going to be AP 4. So we got a 4 and a 1. So Billy hits once.
Okay.
So you get to swing back with regular saves.
All right. I am a 5+ on this one.
5+ defense.
Yeah.
Oh, and we save it. That's not great for Billy. So, okay, not great. Billy taking a little bit of a beating there. That's 2 of his 3 tough value. If he takes another point of damage, he's going to start taking those tests to see if he gets taken off the board. Those super putties do have to back off an inch because they did not kill their target.
They tried. They tried real hard.
And it's going to pass over to our turn, where there's still an opportunity on the board for me, but I'm going to take a different one than I think Bree is expecting. We're going to come back over to the left flank, and Trini is going to activate here. I think it's important that we get her going. Because there's 2 units of putties that could potentially charge her right now, and we would rather she charge them. So we can come out about 6 inches this way and about 6 inches up and make that charge. There is no indication in the rules that charges have to go in a straight line.
Okay.
So I shouldn't have to go through the woods, and we'll come up into you, and you can pile your guys into me 3 inches. And remember, you get 2 inches of range, so if you're within 2 inches of her, you get to make an attack, so all 3 of those putties will be fighting in this melee.
Yes, they will.
Trini, coming in hot. She's got 2 attacks from her sword. We're calling it a power dagger, obviously. But we gave her 2 of them because, well, she has 2 of them, so she gets to double up. So in this game, when you have like a 2x weapon option, and that's on the army lists, it'll say like 2x sword, attack 2.
Right.
If you look at the expanded rulebook, it literally does mean it's 2 per sword. Okay. So she has 4 attacks coming in hot. So as many attacks as Jason, but no AP, unfortunately. This is where I said I'm disappointed in Trini. She should have a lot of attacks. I have a plan for how to correct this later. But for right now, it's 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's going to be all 4 of them because these Rangers are on fire. That's a 3, 4, 5, 6. And your defense, Bree?
It's a 5+.
Here we go.
Thankfully. Okay, I saved 1.
Saved 1, so that's 3. So just like before, 2 putties are going to go down. The last one has a token, and we're going to roll to see what happens to him. That's another 6. He is out of action. That's another putty unit wiped out.
So, yep.
Before we flip Trini's token, and after Bree's already pulled the putties, I want to say something. This is unheard of in our house.
Chris doesn't roll like this, ever.
I do not roll like this. This is absolutely unheard of, that units are not just going down, but they're getting wiped. This doesn't happen. I never roll like this. So I'm going to film all my games from now on, because when we film them, I roll well.
You know what this is?
This is because I'm playing the Power Rangers.
It's partially that, and it's also because this is their way of saying, Chris, this is the game for you. Come to this great game, Chris.
You know, I am actually really enjoying these one-page rules games, and I do plan on playing more of it, and I hope you're interested in playing more Power Rangers of it, because I'm enjoying this immensely.
Of course you are. You're winning.
Well, I mean, even
immensely.
If are you enjoying it, though?
Yes, I am. This is it's quick. It's, my problem always with wargaming was that it takes
a long time to play. We have not been playing very long. It's taking longer because we're filming it. We have been playing a very short amount of time, actually. Anyway, Bree, it's your go. You still have a couple activations on the table. Goldar hasn't gone. That putty who's idle hasn't gone. And then you have a full unit of putties over here.
Yeah, I know that they're going to get shot off the table because Kimberly. So I'm going to be a big weenie. I'm going to be a big weenie McWienerton. And I am going to...
They're going to run. They're going to get in the cover.
They are going to...
Well, keep at least one guy within 3 inches so you hold the objective.
Yeah, okay, that's that guy.
So I would have rushed Kimberly and took it on the cheek just to see what happens, but this will work.
So, and can I borrow your thing? Where's your thingy?
Which thingy?
The thingy,
the laser pointer?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, you definitely have cover. You're definitely passing behind. More of your models are hidden behind that forest.
Hey! So that was our big weenie move. It means we probably will get charged by Trini in the butt. But we're safe for now.
Well, we're going to go ahead
and controlling.
We're going to go over here to Zack Attack.
Zack Attack!
And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to push into this putty, take him off the table. He is stunned. We're charging him. He's going to be knocked out. So just take him out. That's all we're going to do with Zach. So well done there. The way I read the rule, it says if they are charged. It doesn't say if they take more wounds. So I'm pretty sure he just dies.
Hey, Chris, you know what you're not doing this time?
What's that, dear?
You're not playing the objective at all.
I'm playing the objective. The objective is wipe out your dudes, and then I can control all the objectives. All right, Bree, it's your move. We know who you're going with. You have Goldar, which actually means you're going first next round because you're finishing your activations before me.
Shut up, Chris! Nobody likes you right now.
So what do you want to do with Mr. Goldar?
He is going to rush Jason. Does he want to rush Jason?
Charge Jason, and we're both rolling 6s on everything.
I know. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, okay. No, you and your weapon are no match for me.
All right, here we go. Here's where we knock each other out, maybe. Or I mean, you get to attack first. You get to roll first, and maybe you'll knock me out. Let's see what happens.
So, since I charged, I am furious.
I'm not sure you are.
I am. He's a very angry monkey.
I would bet he's kind of bleeding.
He's a very angry blue space monkey right now.
Very angry blue space monkey. I love it.
We're going to start off with his gold sword, which is 3 attacks. But since we are furious, we get an extra die.
So Furious lets her take +1 attack, but to a weapon of her choice. So with Jason, it didn't matter because he only has 1 weapon. But Goldar has 2. She's putting it on the Great Sword. Goldar did fight this round, so you're looking for 6s.
Yep. I got 2.
Ooh,
2 in the face.
2 6s. Looking for 5s. Pass 1, fail 1.
Yep.
So we're going to put that on Jason.
Oh, wait, he's AP 2, so doesn't that...
My 3 goes to a 5.
Okay.
I roll a 5 and a 1?
Yeah. All right, and now I will do my next 3 attacks with the Golden Claw. Straight to your face. That's one attack.
Another hit, and it is AP 1, so my defense 3 goes to a 4. And I fail that one as well. So now here's where we got to make a decision, and I'll let you make the decision. We talked about this when I attacked Goldar.
Yeah.
The way it reads, do you want to say, Chris, you have to take that roll now to see if Jason gets knocked out, or do you want Jason to make his attacks first?
Let's have Jason... Same thing like you did with me. Let's have Jason make his attacks.
And then decide? And then roll it?
Decide. Because it may be like that, mutually assured destruction.
It may be. I'll look into it later to see if it's clarified in kind of the expanded book. But on the 1-page sheet, it does read as if it happens right away. But I don't know if that's the intent. But this game also has a lot of space for house rules. There's a lot of scenarios I want to bring to the table with this. I've seen people play this game with random game length, like at the end of turn 4, you roll a die, maybe there's a turn 5. So for today's game, we're playing at the end of the combat we're going to roll. Okay. It may not matter, because I need 6s here, and 6s are not easy to get. See, I got none, so it doesn't even matter. So now you roll to see what happens to me. So I am tough, so this doesn't work quite the same as a regular stun. I do not just disappear on a 6. I disappear on a 5 plus my tough value. So Jason will disappear on an 8, and I have 4 tokens on me. And that's not in the box.
That's not in the box. I can't have it if
it was a 1, of course. And of course, now she gets the 6. So the 1 doesn't help. So that is going to take Jason out.
I killed Jason.
Jason has gone out of action because the one time Bree rolls a good die happens to be when she needs to roll an out of action. So we're going to take him off the table, and we're going to go ahead and that's the end of the... So no, Kimberly has not gone yet.
Kimberly has not.
And actually now there's Billy.
Yeah.
I have multiple Rangers left to go.
Yeah. But here, let me flip Goldar.
Billy has fought this round, and Billy has taken 2 wounds. I don't know if I'm a big fan of what's going on there. We're going to...
But did he fight? So he's sitting on
He did fight. He did fight. So let me get the tape out. I want to check a couple things with Kim real quick. I'm obviously more than 24 inches over here.
Yeah.
I'm obviously more than 24 inches from Goldar. So Kimberly has a bead on a couple putties, and Billy has a bead on probably being dead.
No, Billy.
So we're going to go ahead and let's go to Billy next.
Billy, don't be a hero.
Let's do Billy. With only 2 attacks, I really shouldn't go into combat with him this turn.
Are you suggesting you should run away?
But I'm going to go into combat with him.
Oh.
I have 12 inches with Billy. So I'm actually going to run around the backside and hit you there.
That seems cheeky.
Well, you still get to move in your 3 inches. So we'll kind of just push them in.
Yeah.
And we'll go to another fight. So everybody hits on 6s this time because we both fought already this turn.
Yeah.
Billy has a whopping 2 attacks.
Okay.
And, combined it's a 6. But now 2 and a 5, that does nothing. So you get 3 attacks back.
I get my 3 attacks. I got a 6.
I've made a horrible error. So my 3 plus goes to a 5 plus because it is AP 2.
Look at that.
But look at that. Look at that. So Billy saves. Nothing happens. Billy gets pushed back an inch.
But now I realize that Billy was a cheeky monkey. Because Billy swung between me and helping to secure.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't see what you're looking at there. Something's going to happen with morale in a second, I think.
You mean that I'm going to break and run like a monkey I am?
Actually, I think you might. There is a morale check sort of special. Well, let's do Kimberly's and then we'll check it.
Yeah.
So we have to do Kimberly next. We don't really have a choice. I don't think I can get these putties out of cover with Kimberly. We're going to go ahead and just poke over and check anyway. Now you're still definitely in cover.
I'm like putting it on the ceiling.
Yeah, you're still definitely in cover.
Okay.
So Kimberly's going to make her one attack that explodes into 3. It's going to hit on a 4 because you're in cover.
Yay.
Here we go. Here's the big money 4. You ready for the big money 4? That's a 3.
That's a 3.
I don't like this game anymore.
But at least I can't attack back.
Well, yeah, that's true. No, I'm not really sad. I don't care. Anyway, let's check the board state and let's check the rules for morale because this may be where morale comes in. So the board state at the end of round 2 here. Billy is between Goldar and some super putties, as Bree has mentioned. Zach is out in the open. He has not been hurt yet, but Goldar is nearby. Over on my left flank, Bree's right, Trini has cleared out some putty patrollers, so there's another squad left. And Kimberly is still hanging out at that first objective. But we did check the rules on morale because we knew there was something coming up. If at the end of any round, and that's where we're at right now, any army is below half its starting units, so I have lost Jason, that's 1 out of 5, that's only 20%, then it must take routing tests. Bree, on the other hand, has 1, 2, 3 units on the table, but 1, 2, 3, 4 units out of play. So more than 50% of her units are gone. She needs to take a route check for every unit remaining in her army to see what happens. So that's just a quality check. It's 1 die per. So Bree, which do you want to start with? Grab a die, and we'll just do it right next to the units on the table. So who do you want to start with?
We'll start here.
These super. So they are quality.
5. 5 plus, 5 plus.
5 plus.
Yay!
They stay on the table. Goldar is quality. We're going to do him last for drama.
We'll do him last for drama.
All right, let's do these putties over here. They're quality 5.
Yep. Nope.
2. That unit of putties just runs away. So it actually fits to what you did with them when they decided to run away from Kimberly. They now have run away completely. So they routed. They are gone.
They're all homing.
And now here's the drama. Here is Goldar. He has a 3+ quality. If he goes off the table, it's probably the game.
It's a 3!
We got a 3. Goldar stays in play for the next turn. So we're going to flip our tokens. We'll be right back. Beginning round 3, Bree's most important units managed to stay in the game over there on her left flank, my right. I've pretty well secured the right flank. I think we are fighting you're probably fighting for a draw at this point where I still have a chance at fighting for the win.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Where do you want to activate first? Because you finished activating first last round. You've got Goldar and you've got super putties.
I'm actually going to do this, I think, intelligently, and I'm actually going to go for the putties first.
Okay.
The super putties first. Because if we can knock Billy out, we can happily keep Goldar probably surviving through Zach to keep that one little obstacle or goal that he's got.
Okay, so what do those super putties want to do?
They're going to charge into Billy.
Charge into Billy.
Billy, Billy, Billy.
And that'll take us right to the combat. Billy, Billy, Billy. Let's see what you got here. So we've got our 3 super putties. We got Billy. And we're going to follow kind of the trend we started last round. We're going to roll out all the attacks before we roll any route checks and see what happens there.
So, they charged this turn.
Correct.
So they are furious.
They are.
So that's 3 attacks.
Plus 1 more per model on each weapon of your choice. That's 6 great weapon attacks with AP 2.
AP 2,
But
yes.
quality 5.
Yes. Which is still 3 attacks.
Ooh, still 3 hits. AP value 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's -2 to all my dice rolls. So to get a 3+, I need to roll a 5 or better. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. That's 3 damage onto Billy. He's got a pretty good chance of routing at the end of this here. But Billy is going to swing back with his 2 attacks.
Ooh.
And he's going to land both hits. This one is going to be AP 4 because of rending.
Ow!
This one is regular AP. In this game, you can never lose your save. So your save would go from a 5 to a 6, 7, 8, 9, but a 6 will still succeed. So one dice needs a 6, the other dice needs a 5.
Okay.
Well,
How about I do that?
I mean, double 6s will work. I was going to say you should have denoted them beforehand, but double 6s still save. So Billy does nothing, and now Billy has to take his route check. So Bree, roll the d6 and add 5. You're looking for an 8 or better. That is a 2. That's a 7. Billy hangs in there with this damage. Good job, dude. So we're going to back those super putties back an inch, and we're going to go to my turn. So Billy is bloodied and beaten and battered and broken and every other B word you can possibly imagine, but he is not bemoaning this belligerent predicament with a B. this badly
brawl?
This belligerent brawl. We're not going to do that again.
Please don't.
I apologize. We're going to activate Billy though.
Oh, I imagine. I was hoping the bees led to something.
Billy's going after Goldar.
What? He's gonna run, but he's got to hit with 6s, right? Because he's been in a combat.
Correct. But Goldar will now be in a combat, and he'll be hitting in 6s against Zach.
Ah!
So we're going to use a little strategy here.
Ah!
A little strategy here on Billy, who's probably going to sacrifice himself to do this. But we think it's going to help the overall situation.
Big
or at least,
monkey gonna turn around.
Weaken Goldar a little bit. So here we go. Anybody who's played the Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid board game, which I imagine is where the most interest for this battle report is going to come from, will know that Billy's special rule is strategize. Bree, what do you think of that as a strategy?
I don't like you very much right now.
So we're saying you think it's an effective strategy.
I said I don't like you very much right now.
We're fishing for 6s, baby.
Oh. Ha!
Nothing. I think that's what I rolled last time I was fishing for 6s. All right, Goldar, beat the crap. We're throwing dice across the room. Bree's getting very angry. Beat the crap out of me, Goldar. We've got 6 attacks total. 3 of them on a
AP2.
AP2 and 3 of them on an AP1.
Yep. All right, so here's the gold sword. Okay, one hit.
One hit at AP2. All right, Billy, can you take any more damage here? Again, -2 because it's AP2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Billy saves it.
Billy, I need you to not. Okay?
3 more attacks.
AP1.
Ooh, that's 2 hits. 2 hits. At -1 of my save, so I'm fishing for 4s at this point.
Ha!
Oh, 2 more damage. Oh, no. Billy is up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. He is auto gone.
Yeah.
He is auto gone. Even if you roll a 1, that's going to make the 8, and Billy will run away at the end of this combat. But he did his job. Goldar will only be hitting on 6s for the remainder of this turn. Look at all those wound markers on Billy. That is rough.
That's some stuff right there.
Oh, by the way, Bree, this is a tag and go game. Once you claim an objective, it is yours until the other person takes it. Which is why it's even worse that I didn't take any objectives previously. So why don't you do the honors since you just beat Billy badly?
Stop it. Don't you do it again.
Don't be a butthead.
Should you say that I perhaps beat Billy black and blue?
Ooh. It is Goldar's turn because that's your last activation. So what is Goldar going to do?
What is Goldar going to do?
Hopefully die.
Do. Boo, do. So that's mine. That's what we're saying. The tag and go.
At the end of the turn, it will be yours. Yes.
Even
No, you had it last turn, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yes, it will be yours, even if you walk away from it.
Okay. Now, what happens if I walked away from it and claimed another thing?
Then that's yours too.
So I'm gonna run because there are no attacks of opportunity in this game.
Well, you cannot come within an inch of Zach unless you are charging. Just so you know.
Okay, so
That shouldn't be an issue, though.
yeah. Well, let's see. That's an inch. So yeah, I can still make that happen because I'm going to come right here
To claim it at the end of the turn.
to claim that at the end of the turn, and I'm going to stay all sorts of away from Zach.
That you think Zach is not going to immediately turn around and charge you is laughable to me.
I mean,
Because Zach is not going to immediately turn around and charge you.
is he going to try and go check something else?
Kimberly's going to activate.
Oh no!
So Kimberly is right over here.
No, Kimberly, don't.
She is definitely less than 24 inches away from Goldar. Goldar is not in cover. I don't even need to move.
Oh no!
We're gonna shoot
I'm so pretty.
We're going to shoot the power bow at Goldar. We rechecked the blast rule just to make sure we had it right.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
We rechecked the blast rule just to make sure I had it right. When it multiplies to 3 hits, those hits do not have to be distributed across multiple units. They can all go in the same unit. So if this hits, Goldar will be taking 3 power bow hits, and it needs a 3 to hit. Now remember, Kimberly hit the first round and wiped out a group of putties. Kimberly missed the second round by 1 pip.
Yeah.
We are rolling a 3+ because Goldar is not in cover, and nothing else is lowering Kimberly's quality right now. So we get 1 attack at AP1.
Yeah.
And it bounced right out of the box.
And it was a 1.
Well, that was the same as yours that bounced out of the box last time, so you can't bemoan me that. There's our 5. That is a hit, which is going to turn into 3 hits at AP1 for Goldar to try to tackle.
Come on, Goldar.
So what is his defense?
So he is quality 3.
Not quality, defense. D.
Or defense, 4+.
So at -1, you need 5s to be 4s.
Okay. Come on. Oh, 2.
Oh, 2 6s. That's 2 saves. 1 more damage, though. It puts him up to 5 damage on the big gold monkey. He has 1 left before he's taking those runaway checks. Before we go with Zach, Bree's out of move, so I get to go again. Before we go with Zach, let's do a bookkeeping move. Bree, how far is Trini away from that objective? Would you check that for me?
This one over here?
Yeah.
She is a whole whopping 10 inches?
No, the other objective. The one.
This one over here that she'd have to run through the trees.
Yes.
She is 12 inches away.
Okay, go ahead and move me 6 through the woods closer to it, please.
Okay. Put you pretty much right there.
Right there. It should be arranged to grab it next turn anyways. That's all we're going for. So go ahead and flip that. And it'll continue to be my turn because Bree is out of options. So
Hey, bookkeeper.
We'll flip Kimberly there. So now Zach is where it matters at this point. So now we have a decision to make. Do we go after Goldar and try to take him down and really put this away? Or do we go take that objective and assume that those super putties are going to crumble and fall on their morale check at the end of this turn? And I think the smart move is to go take out those super putties because they've already fought this round. They're hitting on 6s. They'll be easy target for Zach.
Yeah.
But we're not playing smart. Zach saw his buddy run up and do a ton of damage to Goldar, and Jason is currently, lying down on the ground injured. Because actually, what's funny is the rules don't say dead; they say knocked out. So all these putties are unconscious right now. They're going to warp back up to Finster.
I figured that what was happening with the Rangers was that they were all getting pulled by Alpha.
It's possible, maybe Alpha's in the command center and he pulled Jason back, and Jason's injured right now. But either way, Zach is a good friend and ally, second in command of the Power Rangers. He's going to say, "Hey, that was my buddy," and he's going to go ahead and he's just going to kickflip his way right back to Goldar and do some hip hop keto all over him here.
Oh.
It comes down to this, Bree.
I don't want it to.
It comes down to this.
Nope.
The Zach attack, angry that his leader was knocked out, building off the momentum created by Jason's furious assault and Kimberly's crack shooting. Zach rushes in with his 3 power axe attacks, furious over the status of his leader, furious that his friend Billy went down to Goldar as well. I mean, I don't know if you can really call that going down to Goldar. Those super putties did most of the work. But here comes the revenge moment. Maybe. Quality 3.
Quality 3.
Versus defense 4.
Yep.
No AP.
Yep. Could you don't? Could you don't?
Now, that's 4 hits. That's 4 hits. No special rules. You get your 4 plus defenses. That's 1. One gets through, putting 6 damage total on.
So Goldar. Now he gets to take. You roll for it.
No, we said we do it after the attack.
Okay, that's right. I get to attack back.
Goldar gets his 3 great weapon attacks back.
Yep.
Hitting on 6s because you've already fought this round.
Yep. Oh.
Get that one back in there. That was a 5, so now it's a 1. Didn't help you.
And
your 3 Rending Claw attacks hitting on 6s.
And that didn't do nothing.
So now we're going to roll the tough check. It is a D6 plus 6. Since Goldar is tough 6, actually he needs an 11 to go away. So I threw a die again. That's the theme of today. We're throwing dice. Whee! So we need a 5 or a 6 for Goldar to go away. Let's see what happens.
Roll like Chris, roll like Chris, roll like Chris. Yes!
1. Goldar stays in the game. The game is not over. At the end of round 3, we still have Kimberly, we still have Trini. They are less relevant to what's going on right now. All that matters is what happens between Zach and Goldar and these super putties over on my right flank, Bree's left flank of the table. With the round coming to an end, Zach has to move back an inch because he didn't defeat Goldar. But Bree, you have a couple of morale checks to take because you are still below half. I am not below half. I have lost 2 out of 5. That's only 40%. So roll them as close to him as you can. We got putties on a 5-up.
Nope.
The putties rout and flee from the board, but you still hold that objective because you held it last round.
Whoop.
Goldar on a quality 3.
Come on, Goldar. Yes!
Goldar stays on a 5. Amazing.
Which is completely out of character with Goldar. He would have absolutely flown by now.
Let's make that monster grow.
Yeah.
We're ready to go into turn 4 to wrap up our very first game of Age of Power Rangers. Age of the Grid, one-page Rangers. We need to come up with a funny name for this. Let's reset the board and we'll come back for turn 4. Here we go, boys and girls. Turn 4. I forgot to change the dice over to say turn 4, but that doesn't really matter. It is turn 4. That is the last turn of the game. We didn't put a house rule in play to have additional turns. We didn't put any special scenarios. It is a straight 4-turn, control the most objectives. Right now...
I didn't die before the end of the game.
You did not die before the end of the game.
I'm wooting over here.
Right now, the score is 1 objective held by the Power Rangers, 1 objective held by... 2 objectives held by the bad guys. Those putties over by Trini's objective did not have that taken away from them before they died. And the objective that Goldar is at is being contested by Zach right now. So the score is actually 2-1 with 1 blank objective in your favor, believe it or not, right now, Bree. You finished activating first. You get the first move. There's no strategic thinking here. It's Goldar. What's he going to do?
He gonna punch.
He's going to go right into Zach?
He gonna punch Zach in the face.
Let's push him in and get it done.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, he's gonna punch Zach in the face.
All right,
I was trying to decide...
He's more than 12 from Kimberly. He's not getting there.
Well, no, I wasn't gonna go to Kimberly. What I was trying to think is if there was a way that he could get into... He could still be in 3 of that, but get away from Kimberly shooting him in the butt.
You might be. Grab the tape. Grab the tape. Just measure it right behind Zach. Well, remember, you're in charge. You'll get pushed back an inch if you fail this.
Right.
So measure the back of Zach's base to the objective. And then add an inch, because that's what you'll get pushed. With the extra inch, I think you're going to get pushed out.
Get pushed out. All right.
So your best... I think you're going to have to suck it up.
I'm going to have to suck it up and let Kimberly shoot me in the butt.
I mean, you might be able to go to Zach's side, but again, with the inch push, I think you'll be out of range.
Yeah.
All right. Let's swing it up. Here it is, the climactic battle. Can Goldar take out his 3rd Power Ranger of the game without going down?
So now you would have backed up an inch, right?
I backed up an inch last turn.
Okay.
So you moved into me now.
Yep.
So you get your 4 attacks with your claw, because Furious, I assume you want... Or your sword.
Yep.
So I assume you want them on your better AP weapon.
Yeah.
And then 3 attacks on your claw. Zach has taken no damage so far. Quality 3. That's 3 hits from the great weapon.
Yep.
At AP 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. That is 3 damage right there. Zach will be taking a route check at the end of this, no matter what happens.
Hold on.
You get 3 more attacks with your claws.
Let's, so everybody knows what's going on. E. Okay.
3 more attacks with your claws. Only one of them hits. It is AP 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. Zach is okay on that one.
Okay.
Zach gets 3 swings back at his full swing ability. Quality 3. 1 wound on Goldar. Take your 4+ defense. It is a fail. That is a 7th token on Goldar.
Okay.
So let's see if we do that mutually assured destruction we said we were going to do. You roll on Zach. You're looking for an 8. This dice plus the tokens, an 8 will make Zach go away.
Nope.
Zach hangs in there on a 5. You know what's interesting is, I don't know if it says 8 or more than 8. It doesn't really matter. We've been playing at 8 or more. We're going to keep playing it that way. I'll check after the game.
Okay.
Because we might have been wrong on some of this. Billy might have survived on a 1 on that last time. But anyway, here's Goldar. It's 5 plus your tough value. Goldar's tough value is 6. So if Goldar needs an 11 to go away, he has 7 on him. So 7 plus 1. Goldar stays. And Goldar is pushed back 1 inch.
No.
All right, here we go. Rangers, all three of them get to go. Goldar is done. Bree, would you do me the honors of moving Trini 6 inches towards that objective? Let's just grab that. Trini did her work. She protected our shooter. She killed a unit of putties. She did exactly what we needed her to do. Speaking of our shooter, Kimberly is over there. Kimberly says, no. You don't get to avoid my power bow that easily, Goldar. It has a 24-inch range, and we're coming at you. So Kimberly is coming in. We're going to go ahead and be really dramatic and roll it close to Goldar since the camera's here, as she cocks up the power bow and fires.
Yeah!
And misses on a 1. So Kimberly, your activation is over. Trini's activation is over. That leaves Mr. Hip Hop Keto himself, the man, the myth, the legend. Here's my options. Pull him back to the other objective, claim it, thus securing a win for the Power Rangers on a 3-1, or take on Goldar with a chance to be killed when both of us are only rolling 6s to hit. Bree, this is a tough decision. The audience wants to see Zach fight Goldar.
The audience does want Zach.
That's what the audience wants to see. The smart move says just go for the win.
And run over and contest the other.
That would be the smart move.
Nobody's ever said you were smart, man.
This is a demo game. We're here to show you how this is played. We're here to show you how to have some fun with this game. Let's do one more combat. One last combat. Final round of dice rolls of the game.
They're both hitting on 6s.
They're both hitting on 6s. They're both just need one more damage to make another roll to see if they run off this table. Let's do it. Zach is furious. Vortex. One hit. One hit.
Okay.
Don't roll the defense. Roll your attacks and we'll roll all the defenses together.
Okay. All right.
So here's your sword. 3 attacks hitting on 6s. You put them all together, but it doesn't matter because there's no 6s in there.
There's nothing in there.
So you owe me a defense against Zach on a 4+.
Okay. Okay. Yes!
Saves. Goldar is not taking a roll. That ends the game. Let's go to the board state.
Oh.
We come back one last time to our board. Over here, Kimberly holding one objective out of activations. Trini holding one objective out of activations. Over here, this objective held by the evil side because Bree had grabbed it and I never took it back. And it is grab and hold in this game until somebody takes it. And over here, furiously battling to protect Jason's fallen form before Alpha can pull him out of there. Zach and Goldar in a death match here. Zach gets pushed back an inch. They are still both within 3 inches of this objective. This objective is neutral and contested, leading to a 2-1 win for the Power Rangers.
Boo!
We're going to come back real quick with a brief after-action report, and I think we're going to wrap it up from there.
Yeah.
Here we are at the end of our very first game of Age of Fantasy Skirmish using Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from Heroes. What are you doing?
I was making like, ooh, ah, faces.
Here we are back. Anyway, we finished our first game of this. Like I said, I played one game of the Age of Fantasy rule set a couple nights ago.
Thursday night.
It was a small game just to kind of get a feel for the rules. These are slightly different. They're mostly the same. The movement is the same. The shooting's more the same. The melee is more or less the same. The only difference is the way routing tests and morale takes place a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But basically the same game. I really enjoyed this.
It was fun. This was super fun. It answered all of my usual issues with Warma Gaming.
Okay. Warma Gaming.
It was back and forth.
It was.
It was back and forth.
It looked like it was really going to go one direction right at the start there. But what did I say about Goldar when we were talking about points? It's theoretically points, bigger points should make a bigger difference, and he made a heck of a difference.
Yes. So it's back and forth. There was no clear, obvious you won. I didn't get bored with you doing all your moves and then all of your attacks and then all of your magic.
No, it's much better than I go, you go. Alternating activation. I said this in a painting video we did. And one of my concerns with Warhammer, which I played for 20 years, is that it feels very dated.
Right.
It feels like the I go, you go mechanic is not relevant anymore. It feels like just all of the special rules that are super specific to units, but really not that available kind of at the tip of your fingers. It hasn't been working for me for a while now, and that's why I've kind of been looking at some other games. And this Age of Fantasy from One Page Rules is definitely something I'm looking at. We're also looking at Grimdark Future, which is a sci-fi version. They have a skirmish version as well called Firefight. We haven't decided, I don't think, what the right rule system and right rules for each of these models is yet, because we decided to do this report 2 nights ago.
Yeah, we were like, we could do this stuff with the thing, and it was like, yes, let's do this stuff with the thing now.
Well, there are some One Page Rules videos out on YouTube. I don't think anybody, I think we might be the first who's ever taken our Heroes of the Grid figures and applied this rule set to them. And they worked great.
They did.
They worked fantastically.
Yeah.
Base sizes weren't an issue. It was a good looking board, even with only a few models. I actually think we could take this to the next logical step and do a bigger game of the actual Age of Fantasy or Grimdark Future rules by using multiple Ranger teams and whatnot. We can expand
so then
this.
We could do like one of the reunion episodes.
Oh yeah, well, and you have there's a Megazord fig and there's the Mega Goldar fig. All those could be used as like bigger creatures. But we could also, we don't have to play Mighty Morphin every game. We can bring in other.
Yeah, we could do space. We could do
a mixed team, all 6th Rangers.
We
could do the Tommy Stravaganza and have Drakon and Evil Green Ranger and Evil Robot Tommy and versus a team of nothing but Tommy. That would be terrible because Tommy is terrible and you shouldn't like him.
But what I was thinking is, how fun would it be, since you didn't give a whole lot of love to Psycho Rangers and people did get a little upset about the fact that you weren't giving enough love to the Psycho Rangers.
I didn't like the Psycho Rangers.
I know. That we could do like the Space Rangers versus the Psycho Rangers.
Absolutely, and use the same army list rule sets.
Yeah.
We could absolutely do that.
And it would just be like a true mirror match.
Oh god, it'd be very fitting.
It
fit. But it's a great rule set. It played very, very fast.
It did. If we had not been filming and cutting and stuff like that to do rolling dice,
30 minutes,
maybe 45, because I'm a big dum dum sometimes.
I don't even know if it was that long. We're gonna find out. I have not paid that much attention to how much time we spent filming. We're gonna find out just from the film how long we spent playing, and then we can assume we can take time off of that for
moving camera and such.
Yeah, moving the camera around and whatnot. We are still working on our battle report format.
Absolutely. Because we
still not great at controlling the camera and moving minis at the same time. We are working on that. We appreciate you watching. There's more of this to come.
Chris like a GoPro to stick it on his forehead so you see like from Chris angle.
That'd be fantastic. Everybody should see things from my perspective. But I think we're going to keep doing these. I don't know if we're going to do just this game. We do want to do more Star Wars Legions reports. We got good feedback from the last Legion report. People do seem to want to see it to a degree. But I do want to play more of this. And I would love to... we've gone to kind of a 5-day format for the channel right now. We're going to see how long we can... It's true. We can see how long we can make that going, but I would almost love to, if we could add in, maybe not weekly, but maybe every other week, a short battle report on a Saturday.
I think this is just your way of trying to make me play more war games with you.
Play more games.
You won't let me play board games, but...
I'll let you play board games. I'll film board games, too. We could actually do alternating battle reports and board games. I'm okay with that. I like doing a battle report. I like playing board games. I don't have much else to say. This was a really good game. I recommend you check it out. OnePageRules.com. Everything is up there. The rules are really quick to read. They're really easy to play. You just need a few dice and a tape measure, and you're playing. It's 100% free. They do have a Patreon. What's weird is I watch videos with One Page Rules, and very few people say about the Patreon. They do have a Patreon. If you like what they're doing, you can support them on there. You'll get an expanded rule book. So there's 3 levels of rules. There's the One Page Rules itself, which is the whole game on one sheet. Then there's the expanded rule book, or the core rule book.
Which kind of gives you some of the FAQs and things like that for questions.
Well, yeah, kind of adds on to... gives better explanation of the individual rules. And then there's the expanded rulebook that has additional missions, additional terrain types, a points calculator. If you're a patron of a certain level, there's a points calculator. You can actually make your own figs off that points calculator and still play fair games.
Which is actually really cool and something Chris and I are considering for using our Heroes of the Grid figs.
Correct. Then we can make a truly unique Jason and unique Trini and unique Billy, and Tommy can go in the garbage and all that sort of stuff.
We have too many of him to throw him away.
It's not enough trash bags. But anyway, there's a lot there, and if you like what they're doing, support them on Patreon. If you can't support them on Patreon, this is a 100% free way to take your Heroes of the Grid game and get into miniatures wargaming for the first time. And if you are a miniatures wargamer and you watch this video, miniatures wargaming is so much more than just Warhammer or just Infinity or just Malifaux or just War Machine. Miniatures Wargame is anything you want it to be. And with One Page Rules,
it can be anything you have.
It's a model agnostic system. We played Warhammer Orcs versus War Machine Troll Bloods the other night.
Yeah, because we don't play War Machine anymore.
And it was awesome. It's anything you want.
I was just thinking.
My Little Pony.
Okay, that's amazing.
I'm not doing the My Little Pony battle report. I draw the line there.
You're no fun.
I'd rather play Tommy Oliver.
But what I was thinking is, we have so many cool D&D models.
Oh, yeah.
We could do, like, just our own...
You have a D&D skirmish game?
Crazy. Put it into a D&D. Oh, my God. No.
Oh, you could do it as part of a D&D game. Absolutely.
If you're doing a D&D campaign, but you want to break because everybody's tired of role-playing and things got crazy, just let them grudge match it out on the board.
Absolutely. Now, there's other war games we want to talk about in the future, but this one is free. This one you take any figures you have. You could print out paper figures. We're ranting too long. It's a wonderful game. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. Hit the bell button for notification, and we will see you next time.
Bye!